It's Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. Thunder hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves, up 3-1 in the series after a gritty, hard-fought shootout of a win up in Minnesota in Game 4. I've got Isaiah Joe here with me. And Zay, what did it feel like playing in that game? I know you guys have to turn the page here, but to be in that intense of a battle on the road in a game that was, really critical here in this series. What was that like, and what is maybe something either from a mentality standpoint or an energy standpoint that you need to carry over?
Yeah, I mean it was a battle for all 48 minutes. Not a second was slacked off by either team, and so the grittier team had to come out on top. And so us just being aggressive, gritty, and trying to initiate, the force first, brought us the win.
You guys had 3.5 days in Minnesota, two very, very different experiences, but you guys kind of got yourself back to 0-0 in between the games. What did you learn maybe as a team over the course of those two games? You guys always try to get something meaningful out of your experiences. What did you get from that period of time?
I think we've learned that whenever we feel the pressure and it's time to play our brand of basketball, that we can go out there and do that. We can't let a lead, or a deficit make us go away from who we are. And so at the end of the day, no matter what the scoreboard says, no matter what the series says, we have to go out there and we have to attack the game, be the more aggressive team, be the more forceful team, and play for all 48 minutes.
This has been every other day in this series, and it just feels like we've blinked an eye and we're already here at Game 5. Do you feel as a team maybe more settled into the series, though, in terms of understanding what Minnesota is going to try to bring to the table? I know they've thrown a few different things your way on both ends of the floor, but did the teams maybe feel like they understand each other better right now?
I mean, to an extent, but you always have to be ready and prepared for whatever. You never know what a team can do to throw at you to, try to get you off your rhythm, off your game. So just getting to 0-0, playing our brand of basketball no matter what they do, focus on ourselves. If we play to our best ability and execute how we're supposed to, I believe that the outcome will turn in our favor.
Well, you definitely did that in Game 4. 128 points, shoot 65% from the field in the fourth quarter of that game. Offensively, what did you all hone in on there against a defense that's unique in Minnesota's? They play a little differently than some other teams.
Yeah, better movement off the ball, try to create better spacing for our drivers, and just make sure the ball is moving. I think the ball has energy out there, and so when everybody gets involved and shots feeling good, it just creates a rhythm for our team that's it's a force.
You have invested so much in your all-around game. Obviously, shooting is a hallmark of it, but so many times in Game 4, we saw you coming off of action, off of Isaiah Hartenstein, and maybe the initial shot not being there, but you being able to manufacture something else off the bounce. Do you think about that work that you've put in over the course of the last 2-3 seasons and how that's maybe paying dividends here now?
I think it just helps me be a better overall player. It keeps me getting better each and every day. I just try to make strides any way that I can to help this team. And so being able to make reads like that, I feel like it's detrimental for team success, not just for me, but everybody. And so I think that's something that we all do a fairly good job at as a unit.
And then last thing for you, there was a defensive intensity, despite the fact that Minnesota made a lot of shots from behind the arc. There was just a level that you all had in terms of force on some of their main drivers. What was it that maybe you guys were able to capture there that you want to have again tonight and is going to be critical?
You just got to understand how you want the game to play out and who you want scoring the ball, who you don't want scoring the ball. Going out there guarding their guys with all 5 players, not leaving anybody on the island, being a more aggressive and more physical team to try to throw them off their rhythm or whatever. But we just gotta understand what you're trying to achieve and what it's going to take to achieve it. And so being aggressive, playing hard-nosed defense is what it takes.
This Thunder team so locked in and focused. I know also excited to hear this Paycom Center crowd tonight here at Game 5. Good luck out there, Isaiah.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, that's Isaiah Joe. I'm Nick Gallo, and this is Thunder Basketball. You had a defensive possession last game where you're picked up like maybe 5 feet beyond half court, and you actually just completely turned around and started sprinting back to get around a screen, and you got back in front of your man. How did you know that that's where he was going to go? And what's instinctually happening right then to just direct you to get to the spot?
Communication, honestly. Especially on the road, sometimes it's hard to hear, when somebody's calling something. So, I was just doing my thing, pressing the ball like I always do. And then, I just heard the guys behind me yelling. So I just turned around and made sure that I didn't get hit by a screen. But the whole thing was just communication.
There were times where, they're trying to initiate things, get into offense really early. And you see these moments where maybe Kaysen is coming up from the wing and just, stunting and preventing that drive, or Caruso, just to buy you enough time. How critical are those little moments at the beginning of possessions?
It's big. It's big. I mean, that's just how we play. That's how we know that we can win those type of closeout. We know that we can be in the lows. So, we're really aggressive on that end. And then, our guys take a lot of pride on that. So, whenever we got a chance to blow out a play or do something like that, we'll do it.
Mark mentioned that there are still things that you guys could learn from that Game 4 win, even with it being as good of a game as you guys had. What are some of those takeaways that you guys learned after going back, watching that film and breaking it down a little bit?
Yeah, every game is going to be different. The main thing for us is we always got to compete and do everything we got to do to win the game. But, there's so many stuff. I mean, being more aggressive, winning more closeout, rebounding. I mean, there's so many stuff that you can look at and get better at, and which we do.
How was this game 4 defensively for you guys from a process standpoint? Was the process good and they just kind of made shots, or were there things that you guys want to clean up on that end?
Like I said, there's always some stuff that we can clean up. They got a lot of offensive rebounds. Felt like we did a good job on the defensive possession, and then they ended up getting a rebound, which is tough. So that's a big one that we can take off.
What's it take to close out somebody? The series.
Win the game. That's the only thing. Honestly, play our game, to do the stuff that we've been doing. Going through our scouting report, doing what we got to do to stop them, and going out there and win the game.
Is there any difference home or away in terms of closing out someone? You got the home crowd behind you tonight as opposed to being on the road to try to get that done.
It's always better when we got the home crowd. Honestly, our fans are just amazing. They give us so much energy. So at the end of the day, we got to win the game. Whatever happens on the court. But it's always nice to have our crowd behind us.
Well, what makes them unique defensively, and what do you feel like you guys did at a high level in Game 4 offensively to kind of combat that?
Yeah, they're really physical. It's a physical team. They have a lot of guys that can guard the ball. They got great pressure at the rim as well. So, we just got to match their energy, play as hard as they do, and be aggressive.
What do you just think of Kaysen's growth in these playoffs on both sides of the ball?
Huge. He's getting better every time. Getting some big stops for us. He's really aggressive on the rebounds. And he's gonna make some big shot. He's always ready for a big moment. He's always in the right position, and whenever the ball comes to him, he'll be ready.
Sometimes you guys pick up a guy at midcourt, sometimes even 3 quarters. Is that your call? Is that a scheme call, depending on what the defense is?
It's really us. We just fell in the game, trying to find some type of energy on our own. Just adding a little bit more pressure. But that's really our call. I mean, we got great defense on this team, and we got the freedom to do stuff like that. So whenever we feel like it, we'll do it.
With you guys showing bodies to add the way you guys did last game, with the corner threes, being open, are those shots that you guys are willing to kind of give up again? You just kind of want to show bodies to add and make them see bodies in the lane?
Yeah, I mean, he's their main guy. He's gonna have the ball most of the time. He's gonna take a lot of tough shots. He's a great player. So anything we can throw at him to throw him off, we'll do it. Like I said, we sending a lot of guys at him, so they might get some looks, but at the end of the day, we trying to get a stop. So we're not giving out no open looks. Everything has to be contested and all that. So but swing about him, we'll throw everything we got to throw at him to make it tough.